What's up, guys? So, I just wanted to do a quick video specifically on three traits that you can look for in toxic friends. I'm sure you've seen 100 videos on this at this point, but I recently had some experiences in my own life. And I wanted to maybe shed some light on some of these traits that are a little bit lesser known. So I would say number one key toxic trait of toxic people, toxic friends, I should say, they are unhappy with their lives and who they are. So this is a big one. Like, if you think about people who are very insecure in themselves, they hate their life, they hate where they're at, that's not somebody you're going to be able to rely on. That's somebody who is going to stab you in the back at the first chance possible. They're going to snake you so quick. And basically, that's because, they don't want to see you do well. That's a reminder to them of where they're at, of how unhappy they are. They're not going to be able to let you shine at all. They are going to see you being unique and succeeding at the things that you do, and they're going to take that as a big threat to them. I specifically didn't want to make this trait about, envy and jealousy, because that's always talked about, but I would say, be wary of, people that you have relationships with who might not show any of these like envious or jealous flags, but if they're very unhappy with where they're at in life, it might just be a matter of time before you're put in a position to find out that these people don't have your best interest at heart. They steal your energy when you hang out with them. So sometimes you might have that friend who, you guys have never had beef or anything. You've never really had any big disagreements. They haven't tried to snake you or anything like that. But you hang out with this person and you leave feeling like something was taken from you, feeling like your energy is drained. Maybe you feel like when you're around this person, you can't really be yourself. You have to kind of like put on an act. And one thing that I'll just like add on to this is that, I remember I had certain friends growing up who, I would want to hang out with them. I would be super upbeat in a positive mood before I go over and see these people. And then I'll show up, at their house or whatever, call them up on the phone, and they'll be super down, super negative. And it's like they almost bring my mood down because I like waste my energy trying to uplift these people, trying to cheer them up. And then I leave and I feel like shit because it's like, instead of hanging out with somebody who's excited to see you, who has all this upbeat energy to put into you, it's like they kind of steal that away from you. They take your positive energy away from you, and then they swap, their mood. They give you their, negative mood, and that's how you leave feeling, is like drained and negative. And so, this is a common thing with like covertly narcissistic people, is that, you just hang out with them and you feel weird. There's a weird vibe. It's uncomfortable, and being around them for too long is gonna, feel in a way almost worse than being by yourself. It's like certain people really make you feel recharged and energized, and then you're around certain kind of covert people like this, and they're gonna make you feel like you wish you were alone, right? Okay, so this is kind of a weird one. I would say the key trait of toxic friends, number three, is people who don't have any close friendships, but they have lots of acquaintances, right? They don't have lots of high, or I should say, they don't have a small group of high quality friends. They have lots and lots of low quality friends. And this tells you a lot about what people prioritize in life. In my experience, people who tend to operate like this, they have a big social media following. They like to throw parties. They like to be seen with big groups of people. They want everybody to know how many people they know. They want to be known as kind of that popular it guy, the guy who has the parties, all this stuff. And what I learned about people like this, and I should say it's not always the case, but more often than not, safe to assume, is that, these people don't really value their individual friendships. The way they look at friendships is like everybody has a role to play in their life. You're all side characters to this person in this big kind of grandiose movie about themselves. And every person, again, has this like role that they play. And the role could be, admiring this person, acting like a fan to this person, you know, just being fodder for, the illusion that these people have so many friends and admirers. You could be a simple follow on social media. That's definitely the case with, a lot of women these days, is they'll be your quote unquote friend, as long as, you like their posts, you kind of act like a fan, you're interacting with her social media, but she won't do shit for you. She won't really be a friend to you. But yeah, I would be careful, because I think a lot of people who really understand the way that life works know that you should cultivate fewer, more high quality friendships, right? Because a lot of people are fake. A lot of people don't have your best interest at heart, and you have to be really discerning about who you surround yourself with. And the bigger your circle is, the more likely you are to run into people who are either narcissists, covert narcissists, or just kind of low quality backstabbers who are going to use you for what you have, and then leave you out to dry. And so be very wary of these people who want to have this like big group around them. You should have kind of your tight knit circle, and then be, somewhat careful after that about who you let in. And I just find that these particular people, it's usually turned out negative for me. So I find that to definitely be a toxic trait. Hope this is helpful to you guys.